I'm Miriam from London. Please like and subscribe. I lived with my parents and my grandma on my dad's side. Grandma was a millionaire, so we lived in a mansion with a pool and even a tennis court. But Grandma was also the meanest lady on the planet. Except to me. When Mom made dinner, everything tasted wrong.
I've never eaten rice this overcooked. I might as well eat bleach for dinner.
But one time, I made Grandma a mustard sandwich and she was blown away.
Look at you, already cooking at 10 years old. My granddaughter is the smartest girl on the planet.
Grandma also showered me with expensive gifts constantly. One time, I helped Dad clean the floors, and Grandma bought me a TV for my room.
Look at you doing your chores. This is what you get for being an angel, darling.
Grandma scolded Mom and Dad for not spoiling me the way she did.
Miriam had a fever yesterday. You two cheapskates couldn't hire a singer or a boy band to entertain her.
Even though she was a jerk to everyone around her, I loved being Grandma's little gem. Whenever my parents got mad at me, I had my grandma to hide behind.
What is this? D on your biology test? Miriam.
Grandma, Mom's yelling at me.
How dare you put that kind of pressure on Mariama? Sweetie, you don't have to study if you don't want to.
My parents really wanted me to become a doctor. When I grew up, they would get me all sorts of medical toys. But all I was ever interested in was paints, clays, and brushes. I often imagined myself as a famous painter and pretended to take a veil off a painting I made. Everyone would tell me I was the next Picasso, and I'd say, "Oh, you're all too kind." One day in 9th grade, I decided to sign up for a painting class, but my dumb parents said I had to take chemistry.
It's time you start taking school seriously, young lady.
We've had enough of your art nonsense.
That was it. I opened my mouth and started to scream. Mom and Dad covered their ears.
What is the matter with you? Are you a toddler?
I think I lost my hearing.
Grandma, they're being so mean to want to take biology. I want to paint.
You two should be ashamed of yourselves. Miriam is obviously an art prodigy and should be painting as much as she wants.
We'll compromise then. You will take biology class, but we'll hire a tutor to give you private art lessons.
Really? Really? Oh, thank you so much. I knew I was being a little bratty, but if I could take private art lessons, so be it. My art tutor turned out to be a girl from my school. Her name was Layla, and she was in the 11th grade. And I didn't mind having her for my art tutor at all. She was one of the most popular girls in school and looked like a supermodel. I'd always heard about her, but I never got to talk to her before.
I'm gonna help you become one of the greatest painters. Soon you won't even need to go to school anymore.
I sure hope you're right. I didn't know you were an artist, Layla. No one ever said anything.
Nobody really knows me at all, really. I think I'm only popular because of how I look, but I don't have any real friends.
Layla and I spent an hour painting and talking, and Layla was right. She wasn't like most popular girls at all. In fact, she was a little weird. One time, I decided to paint my entire face green, just to see what it would look like. All right then, so I guess we're done for today.
Actually, I wanted to ask you something. My parents are on vacation for like 6 months, so I'm all alone in my house. Can I stay at your place? I'll help out around the house and give you triple the art lessons.
Triple the art lessons? I was gonna make sure Layla could live with us. Oh, for sure. I just gotta talk to my grandma. But my parents happen to be in the same room as Grandma, and they wouldn't have it.
Some stranger living in our home? Are you crazy?
Might as well invite a robber to live with us.
You guys are so unfair. She said she's gonna give me triple the art lessons. Grandma, tell my parents to stop being jerks.
Miriam's right. You two are heartless people, not letting a friend of Miriam's into our home, not letting her follow her dreams. You should be ashamed of yourselves.
I knew then Layla was gonna stay with us for as long as I wanted her to. But as time passed, I didn't just do art with Layla. I also talked to her for hours.
Miriam, how come your grandma's such a bully?
She's a bully to everyone, but not to me.
Don't you worry, one day she'll bully you too.
No, Grandma loves me.
You know, you're kinda naive, Miriam. Sort of like a kid.
I am not.
No, it's a good thing. I wish I was more like that.
Layla said the most confusing things, but I loved every moment I spent with her. Even at school, being with Layla was an adventure. She would do the weirdest things.
Miriam, come with us to the boys' bathroom. We're gonna tape anonymous love letters on the wall.
Are you crazy? Why?
'Cause it'll drive them crazy.
When no one was looking, Layla leaned over to me and whispered,
Consider this your most important art, how to win over the boy you love.
"But I don't like any boys."
Or maybe boys don't like you. You're too. I don't know what the word is.
What's that supposed to mean?
I don't know. Boys just maybe aren't into you. Like I said, you're kinda young for your age.
Layla taped her anonymous love letter to the wall and left me inside the boys' bathroom. I was mad after Layla said that. I even refused to talk to her after school.
Come on, Miriam. Don't be so sensitive. I didn't mean anything by it.
You insulted me. Maybe you are just another mean, popular girl.
I'm sorry. You're right. Sometimes I say stupid things. Sometimes I think there's something wrong with me.
What do you mean? Layla didn't answer. Instead, she took me to this gorgeous hiking trail to paint. I forgot all about our conversation. Layla, do you think I can win the Easter drawing contest, become the best artist in the world, and maybe even drop out of school?
It doesn't work like that, silly. I was kidding when I said that maybe you'll never be a great painter.
You don't think I'll ever be a great painter?
I don't know, really. But did you know that you're the best student I've ever had? Maybe you won't become a famous painter, but you can win the Easter drawing contest and become famous for something else.
Why was Layla always speaking in these weird riddles? Layla helped me a lot, and in the end, with my own effort and her dedication, I won the Easter drawing contest. After the contest, I felt closer to Layla than I had ever felt to anyone before, even though she was still a mystery. Then 10 months later, Grandma started picking on Layla one day. It was totally out of the blue at dinner time.
Dear, I assume your parents are successful painters?
No, ma'am. It's just me who likes to paint. My parents are doctors. But like I said, now they're on vacation.
On vacation? For almost a year, and you haven't displayed your paintings in galleries, started a business, and made something of yourself?
Ma'am, I'm only 17.
By the time I was 17, I was already starting my own startup. Your freeloader is what you are.
Grandma,
Excuse me, but I think I'll go to my room now.
I watched Layla get up from the table as her eyes filled with tears. Why was Grandma being so cruel all of a sudden? I was used to her bullying my parents, but Layla, I could barely stand it. I jumped up to follow Layla. Layla, wait, don't take what Grandma said to heart. I told you she can be mean sometimes.
Your grandma's right. Miriam, I have to tell you something.
What is it?
I lied before. My parents aren't on a trip. The truth is, I am homeless. After my parents died, I tried going to an orphanage, but they didn't take care of me, so I ran away. And I've been living on the streets so far. I've been able to keep it a secret at our school, but I'm worried one day they'll find out.
Oh, Layla, I had no idea. Listen, if I tell Grandma about your situation, she'll understand. She always agrees with whatever I say, no matter what. But when I told Grandma Layla's story, her face turned white with anger. She looked like a statue.
I want her out of my house. Miriam, I can't believe I ever agreed to let a filthy child criminal into my home. She leaves today, and I'm calling the police.
Grandma, you can't do that. It wasn't her fault. I want her to stay here and teach me art. She's the bestest friend I've ever had. And for the first time ever, Grandma turned her anger on me.
You don't know what you're saying, Miriam. You're just a silly child. Layla leaves my house today, like it or not.
Then something inside me burst. Grandma, I've had enough of your cruelty. You bully everyone around you, and I'm sick of it. You have no idea what Layla's gone through, and you have no idea what she means to me. Without waiting a split second, I ran back to my bedroom to find Layla. But she wasn't there. Where had she gone? All of a sudden, I saw Layla outside the window with a backpack. She was walking farther and farther away from our house. I dashed outside. Layla, where are you going? Layla just ignored me and kept walking. I ran up to her and grabbed her arm. Layla, please don't leave. You were right about Grandma. She is a bully, and I finally stood up to her. I don't care about what she wants. I care about you, Miriam.
I think you better forget about me. It's for the best.
What do you mean? I could never forget about you.
You're not my family, Miriam. I don't have any family. Nobody loves me. I'm just your art teacher. That's all I ever was.
Before I could say another word, Layla left. I tried chasing her. I never knew someone could run so fast. But after miles of sprinting, I collapsed on the ground and I burst into tears. I didn't get home until midnight. Grandma and my parents stood in the living room next to our giant, fancy fireplace. Grandma's eyes looked like they were on fire.
You spoiled, awful child. Yelling at me and then vanishing out into the night. I should have you locked up in jail.
Okay. Let's go easy.
She made a mistake. She's still your sweet Miriam, isn't she?
She was my sweet Miriam. That was before she became friends with a dirty homeless and spoke back to me. And if she keeps painting, she'll be a dirty homeless too.
I don't care what you say, Grandma. I am going to keep painting, even if I do end up poor.
Why don't you show me a few of your paintings then?
I will. I'm really good in my room. I grabbed every painting of mine I could find. Here, look at how many paintings I've done. And you know what? I'm proud of them.
Wow, honey, we didn't know you did that many.
They look beautiful.
Oh, darling. Let me see.
Then suddenly, Grandma tossed my paintings into our giant fireplace. No!
Mom, how could you?
I threw myself on the floor and cried harder than ever. My beautiful paintings were gone, and Layla was gone.
That's it. That was the last straw. We're moving out of your mansion. We're tired of your cruelty.
That's the silliest thing I've ever heard. You can't live without my fancy riches.
But the very next week, my parents and I packed up our stuff and moved into a new place. It was smaller, and it didn't have a tennis court, and I still couldn't stop thinking about Layla and where she could be. Then one day, I found a letter taped to my window. It was signed with Layla's name. Meet me at our hiking trail. I took the very next bus to our trail and tried calling Layla's name, but there was no answer. Then suddenly, who should I see but Grandma? Grandma, what on earth are you doing here?
Darling, I wrote the note taped to your window. I was afraid you wouldn't come to meet me otherwise. And I remembered this was your favorite place to come with Layla.
You mean Layla isn't here? I don't want to talk to you. I want to talk to her.
Sweetie, I'll do anything to help you find her. But first, I want to apologize for being so awful to you and burning your paintings. I love you, sweetheart.
Grandma started to cry and came over to hug me.
I've been a bully your whole life to your parents and now to you. After I saw your face when I burned your paintings, I realized I wanted to change. I love you, Miriam.
I love you too, Grandma, but it's gonna take me some time to forgive you.
I understand. I don't expect you to ever forgive me, but know that I'm here, and my house is always open to you. And if you do ever find Layla again, you both can move back in with me. I'll adopt her.
Grandma left at that moment, and I stood in the middle of the hiking trail, and then suddenly, I saw Layla sitting on top of a rock. Layla! But as soon as Layla saw me, she started to run up the hiking trail. I chased her as fast as I could, but she was just running and climbing higher. Please wait up.
Go away, Miriam.
Layla, please don't run away from me. I raced up the hiking trail and tried to catch up with Layla, but she was so far ahead of me, I couldn't even see her. Suddenly, I heard a loud cry from above. I looked up to see Layla stuck between two rocks. She looked like she was ready to fall.
Please, someone help me.
Layla, I'm here! Hang on! I rushed to Layla as fast as I could and tried to pull her up, but she wouldn't budge.
My hand is slipping. Do something.
I grabbed Layla with all my might, and she was finally free. Layla and I fell on top of each other and started laughing, but suddenly, Layla looked at me.
Miriam, you're all scratched up.
It's fine, Layla. I don't care. What matters to me is that you're okay. I couldn't live without you.
Really? I mean that much to you?
Yes! You're the most amazing friend and teacher I've ever had. I used to be so bratty and babyish. I had my grandma to run my whole life, but you've changed me. Even though we're not related by blood, you are my family.
Do you really mean that?
Yes, Layla, I talked to my grandma. She apologized for everything. And she said if I ever found you, she'd adopt you.
Oh, Miriam. That's the best news I've ever heard. We'll paint up here every day. I'll teach you everything.
We will. Even if we're never famous, I'll always keep painting with you. I love you, Layla.
I love you too.
Hi, I'm Alva from Sweden, and I have an incredibly rare genetic mutation that causes my aging process to be much slower than normal. Like when I was 6 years old, I looked like a dumb 2-year-old toddler, which made people treat me like one, and things got even worse as a teenager. But to hear the rest of my story, please like and subscribe. Because of my condition, my parents decided to homeschool me till I was a bit older. I only got to hang out with other kids at the playground, and I'd get picked on all the time because I looked so much smaller than everybody.
Welcome, dwarfs! To her, we're giants!
Even once, when I was about 8 years old, I was playing on the slides in the park when a worried-looking woman came running over to me.
Sweetie, are you lost?
No?
Oh, poor baby, probably can't understand a thing. You must be so scared. scared.
Do I look scared? And I'm not a baby. But she wasn't even listening to me. She just pulled out her phone and called the police.
We have a missing child here, officer. Please help her find her mommy and daddy.
Despite my protests, the policeman still lifted me into a stroller, took me to the station, and started taking pictures of me for missing child posters. Oh my god, I know my parents' number and address! I live right across the street from the playground, and you guys kidnapped me! That was just one of the countless times my parents had to go to the police station to explain and bring me home. It only temporarily stopped when I joined school in the 7th grade. The minute I walked into the classroom, a girl elbowed me roughly and said,
Oh, little one, who are you looking for? Or are you lost?
"Oh, if only I had $1 for every time I heard that, I would be a millionaire by now, and I wouldn't need to be in the school with dumb people like you." And with that, I pushed her aside and took my seat. When I did all the math problems correctly in the first lesson, the teacher called me over looking all starstruck.
Wow, Alva, you're a genius.
Thanks, but why?
Because you solved these algebra problems meant for 12-year-olds.
But I am 12 years old. The teacher just giggled. And then did something I hate. She grabbed my hoodie and lifted me like I was a little kid.
Oh, aren't you a little cutie pie? Yes, you definitely have the mind of a 12-year-old.
No matter how many times I said it, no one believed that I was actually 12. They'd rather believe I was some kind of baby genius who'd been bumped up a few grades. After trying really hard, finally, I gave in and let everyone believe I was super smart. Even so, this didn't really help me become popular or make friends, though. Jessica, the meanest girl in class, wasn't too happy because everyone thought I was the smartest, and she made sure everyone constantly made fun of me.
Oh, my butt looks so huge. Are you wearing a diaper? What kind of language is that book in? Goo goo gaga? Is anyone volunteering to lift Alva up to the toilet?
Another time I was eating lunch by myself when Jessica suddenly stopped by my table.
Oh, how is the baby going to eat all that with her little baby teeth?
Why are you this way, Jessica? What do you mean? I mean, why are you so awful to me? You're the most popular girl in class.
Yeah, I know. But before you showed up out of nowhere, I was the smartest too.
Fine, you're the prettiest and the smartest girl in the world. Can you leave me alone now, please?
Sure, but let me mash everything for the little baby to eat first.
And with that, she started pounding my food with her fist. OMG, you are such a psycho! I picked up the smushed piece of cake and flung it at her face. She picked up my glass of juice and dunked it on my head. My battle with the big bully happened. And before we knew it, everybody joined in for fun and a full-scale food fight had broken out. We both got detention, and after that day I found a corner in the little playpen for the kindergarten kids and basically had lunch there by myself for the next 3 years. Until one day, Isak came and sat next to me. Isak had just joined our class a few weeks ago and he was a total babe. With all the popular girls drooling all over him, I was sure he wouldn't notice someone like me, which is why I was pretty shocked to find him here.
Why do you always have lunch alone?
Is this your first time in high school? Of course, I don't expect someone like you to get it. He took my hand and looked deep into my eyes.
I don't understand why there's such an adorable girl in this high school.
I was so annoyed at how fast that made my heart beat. After that, Isak and I became really good friends. He'd always sit with me to watch his football games and started coming over to my place for study dates. Since he joined so late, he needed to do a lot of catching up and I was more than happy to help. I hated to admit it, I just had the biggest crush on him. The annual spring dance was around the corner and it was all anyone could talk about at school. All the girls were yapping nonstop about their dresses and who they'd be going with. Of course, I was hoping Isak would ask me out, but when he didn't, I decided I didn't need to wait around like a sappy Disney princess. I'd ask him out myself. I bought tickets for the opening show of the new Avengers movie. Just as we were about to enter the theater, one of the cinema staff stopped me.
Hey, little girl, you can't go in. That's a PG-13 movie.
I'm almost 16 here! Look at my ID!
We see fake IDs all the time, kid. Sorry, but I can't let you go.
And with that, he pushed me out of line and refused to listen to me anymore. I can't believe this. Let's go then.
Go. I mean, what's the point of wasting both the tickets? We'll still have dinner together, okay?
And just like that, he turned and went inside. I was furious as I couldn't even go anywhere because he'd driven me here. When he finally came out after 3 hours, he was practically jumping with excitement.
OMG, that was epic! Deadpool is way funnier and cooler than I imagined!
He'd not only watched the movie without me, he'd ruined it for me completely. I thought maybe the rest of the evening would go a little better, but boy was I wrong. At the end of the meal, when the waitress brought us our fortune cookies, they looked over excitedly at Isak to open his and read the little note inside.
Will you be my date for the spring dance, Isak?
He looked up at me in complete shock.
Alva, I don't know how to say this, but no. How could you even think that? You're more like a little sister to me. I've already asked Jessica out. Man, you've really made things awkward.
I felt so utterly crushed and stupid I flung a glass of water in his face. I wish I could become Wolverine to leave 3 scars on your mouth. And with that, I ran out of there and took the bus home. Nobody was more grateful than me when stupid high school ended and I was off to college. It wasn't too far from my town, so my parents could visit me often or come bail me out every time an officer thought I was an underage driver. Gosh, this is the 3rd time this month. Why are you police officers so dumb? Can't you see I have a real license?
She doesn't mean that, officer. Come on, sweetie. Let's go!
My parents always had my back, but no one understood how frustrating it was for me to be treated like a kid all the time until I met Andrew. In my 2nd year at university, I took up a job as a professor's assistant for one of the courses. I knew the other students made fun of me behind my back, but one day they went really overboard. The professor was unexpectedly detained and I was taking the class in his place. As soon as I turned my back to the board, I got hit by a dozen paper balls. I turned around to see everyone snickering. I'm your teacher! Didn't your parents teach you any respect?
You're not our teacher! You can't even reach the top of the board without standing on a stool. Go back to school, loser!
You can't behave this way with me! I want everyone who's responsible to apologize right now!
Or you'll do what? Go crying to your mommy?
I'll fail you in every single assignment. You do remember I grade them, right?
Oh no! I'm scared, Miss Alva. Will you forgive me if I give you a lollipop?
That's it! Get out!
Happy to! Come on, guys, let's go! We don't need to take orders from some high school smarty pants!
And just like that, the whole class walked out. I tried to keep my cool, but when everyone had left, I burst into angry tears. Just then, I felt a gentle tap on the shoulder, and I looked up to see that it was Andrew, one of the students.
I'm really sorry about the way they treated you. I think you're really smart and beautiful.
We became friends, and soon after we started dating. He was just the sweetest guy, and even though he looked much older than me, he was never ashamed to hold my hand in public, even if it got us weird looks. A few weeks later, I had an internship interview in another city, and Andrew offered to see me off at the airport. Just as I was leaving, he took my hand.
Good luck, babe. I hope you get it, but I'll really miss you.
And with that, he pulled me in for our first kiss. My head was still spinning with joy, and finally I saw a few policemen walking towards us.
Sir, please move away from the kid!
What's the problem, officer?
We've recently had many reports of a gang kidnapping young girls, and you need to come down to the station with us to answer a few questions.
Wait, what? He's not a kidnapper. He's my boyfriend, and I'm 20 years old. The policeman didn't listen to a word we said, and we were taken down to the station. My parents had to come down again with my birth certificate and baby pictures before they finally let us go. It turned out that the people at the airport had been making videos of the whole thing, and it had gone viral on social media with people saying all sorts of mean things about me and Andrew. And to make things worse, the company I had an interview with wasn't happy that I didn't show up, so I lost the internship too. I was beyond furious now. I took to social media myself and posted a video talking about how I'd always been discriminated against because of the way I looked. The video went viral, and I started receiving a lot of sympathy messages and support. The public pressure made the police issue an official apology, and the company even offered me the internship again. But my condition had really sparked an interest in the public, and I was being invited to tons of TV and online interviews. All everyone wanted to know was the secret of my youth. Soon enough, I realized that people envied me. One morning, I picked up the local newspaper from the door and was horrified to see my face splashed across the front page with the headline, "Girl Discovers Secret to Eternal Youth."
Babe, come here and look outside the window.
To my shock, there was a massive crowd of people outside our apartment building, and the minute they spotted me in the window, they started screaming.
Have you discovered the Fountain of Youth? Tell us where it is. What do you eat to look so young? I'll pay anything for it. With your anti-aging formula for youthful skin, we can become millionaires. Come work for our skincare company.
This was complete madness, and I had to put an end to it. I opened the window and everybody became quiet to hear what I had to say. Listen, there is no secret. It's a condition I've always had, and it's not a blessing. I've never had anyone take me seriously my whole life. I spent all of high school being bullied. My message to everyone is that we all need to learn to be happy in our own skins and accept everyone as they are. Thankfully, the message spread far and wide, and people didn't bother me again. But I still became pretty famous and was regularly called for talks on self-acceptance and against bullying. I'm married to Andrew now, and we have 2 young kids, and secretly I really don't mind at all when someone says I don't look like a mom.
In Tokyo, Japan, there were these super close twin sisters who could share everything with each other. As they grew up, They even ended up having their weddings on the same day. But then things took a turn when the older sister, Akira, discovered she couldn't have kids. Her marriage began to crumble, leading her to get a divorce. Not wanting to let her sister go through it alone, Asahi also chose to divorce, even though she was pregnant.
Don't worry, sis. Whatever is mine is yours too. We will share this baby.
Can I be your baby's godmother?
A few months later, an angel was born into the loving arms of her two moms.
Oh, she's such a cutie. And look, she has my eyes.
Huh? You must be kidding. Give her to me. Let me hug her first. And oh, look at her. Isn't she a little tiny version of me?
Well, that little girl is me. I'm so lucky to have two moms who love me so much that they try to control my life in the craziest way. Hi, I'm at Sushi. Before we dive into my story, don't forget to like and subscribe. Mom and Aunt Akira were super close and totally got each other. But the one thing that always made them argue and get all tense was fighting over me.
Atsushi spoke her first word. She said, "Ummi." Can you believe that?
What? I'm sure you've misheard. Mommy, that's me. What's an Ami anyway?
It's short for aunt. Plus mommy. That's me. I always knew she liked me more.
Of course, my mom didn't accept that and started pulling me away, while Aunt Evelyn wouldn't let go either. The struggle only ended when I was flung aside and started crying out loud. On my 5th birthday, my mom and aunt took me to Disneyland. While my aunt went to a restaurant to order lunch, my mom and I were waiting when I suddenly saw Mickey, and it looked like he was waving at me. I immediately ran through the crowd to catch him. He hugged me, and we even danced together. But then I realized I had gone too far, and when I turned back to find my mom, I was lost. I cried while searching for her, but luckily, a security guard found me and took me to the information desk. My mom and aunt rushed there right away.
Oh my god. Honey, I'm so sorry. I didn't notice you had gone.
You didn't notice your own daughter? How amazing you are. I shouldn't have left her alone with you in the first place.
My mom was crying, but Aunt Akira ignored her and picked me up, taking me to the restaurant. I cheered up right away when I saw the table full of grubs. That night, I woke up when I heard my mom crying in the living room. She held me tightly as soon as I walked in.
I'm so sorry, darling. I never thought I'd be so stupid. Your aunt was right to be angry. Today, I almost lost you.
Mommy, it's okay. I'm just fine. And I love you.
In fact, after that incident, their sisterly relationship deteriorated, and they kept finding excuses to blame each other.
Hey, sis, don't store the fish together with the meat.
Oh, don't be so harsh when you're keeping a whole cow in the fridge.
However, when I reached school age, they joined forces to choose the best school in town for me. On my first day of school, Mom woke me up early and helped me brush my hair. But while I was having breakfast, Aunt Akira came running in, out of breath.
Stop! What happened to your hair?
Then she took off the clip Mom had just put on me and replaced it with another one that looked pretty cute.
Aunt Akira, this is so nice. Can you do my hair every day?
Of course. Honey, why am I even here? Why am I even here then?
Why am I even here then? Oh, Mommy, do you hear that? That's the school bus. See you two later. Love you.
Love you too, my dear.
I think she said that to me.
OMG, a big blow-up was probably about to start. I just ran off and hid in a corner to avoid the family drama until the bus arrived. Over the years, I achieved a lot at school. Aside from the fact that they always argued and even fought over me in front of others, which was really embarrassing, everything else was pretty good. They always cheered me on in every competition, and no one dared to bully me, not even the toughest kid at school. One day, when I was in 12th grade, Aunt Akira brought home a boy about my age.
This is Alan, the son of my best friend. Since his family is facing some financial difficulties, he'll be staying with us for the next 6 months.
6 months? Are you crazy? We barely know him.
She completely ignored both my mom's and my protests and let him into the house. My mom was furious, but there was nothing she could do about it. It was awful that his room was right next to mine, and he had a habit of playing guitar every night. I could barely concentrate on anything. Unable to take it anymore, I stormed over to his room and pounded on the door.
Hey, Mr. Alan Walker, less noise, please.
He opened the door and smiled as if nothing had happened.
Oh my god, what did you just call me? How did you know he's my music idol?
Okay, whatever. Just keep it down. I'm practicing for the national music competition.
Wow, you can compose music too? Let's hear one. I could write it with you. Why don't we start our own band?
Oh no, why did my mom allow this dummy guy to stay in my house? As soon as I stepped out of my room, the electric guitar started blaring again. A few days later, it was my graduation, and just like every year, It turned into a battle between my mom and my aunt to see who would get to take a picture with me first. But in the end, they threw an amazing party. Alan and I even played a few songs together. I have to admit, Alan played pretty well, and after we finished, I went over to him with all my school friends.
Hey, Alan! Oh, sorry, I mean Mr. Alan Walker. Your music skills are amazing!
You look absolutely stunning today.
We were laughing and chatting when suddenly someone pulled me away. It was my mom.
What's going on here? Is this boy flirting with you?
So what if he is? Asahi. I know him like his mom.
But I don't know him or his mom, and I don't want him and Atsushi getting so close.
And my mom started pulling me away, but my aunt stepped in front and stopped her. They started fighting, and everyone at the party was staring at us. I was really upset. When would they stop treating me like a child? Feeling so embarrassed, I ran out of there. While I was sulking outside, Alan came up to me.
Hey, sorry about that. You want to get out of here?
I agreed right away and left my own party. He took me to his favorite place, a dance studio.
Wow, this place is so aesthetic, Alan, but I don't know how to dance.
It's simple. All you need to do is follow my lead. Come on.
He was teaching me so well and I was loving it. After a few minutes, I got so excited that I tried to pull off a tricky move I'd seen b-boys do. The result? My face kissed the floor, and I passed out. Alan rushed me to the hospital, and I was okay, but I had to get a few stitches. When my mom and aunt arrived, they went absolutely crazy.
I knew it! This kid was just trouble! Akira, see what you've done? You brought this mess into my daughter's life.
Aunt Akira looked so nervous and guilty.
Mom, stop it! You're making everything worse. Alan didn't do anything. It was me. I agreed to go with him. I decided to do that flip and fell.
But the tension didn't ease up at all after my words. We had just started becoming friends, and now my mom was already trying to push him out the door. Alan told my aunt that he would be going back to France because his parents had called him yesterday, saying things were finally settling down there. It didn't stop there. The doctor said I needed to rest for a while longer, which meant I wouldn't be able to participate in the music composition competition. I couldn't accept that, so I asked my mom to discharge me from the hospital the next day. Moms reluctantly agreed. On the day of the competition, I was extremely nervous. My mind was completely blank. I was biting my pen and staring out the window when I saw Aunt Akira waving at me.
What's she doing here?
She sneaked over to the window and gave me a mysterious smile. I glared at her and signaled that she should leave. But instead, she threw a piece of paper at me. It slid down and landed right at the judge's feet. He picked it up, saw it was a pre-written song, and then noticed Aunt Akira by the window. I was immediately accused of cheating. After discussing, the organizers immediately disqualified me from the competition and banned me from participating in any future contests. Aunt Akira rushed over, crying and begging them to give me another chance.
Sorry, but those are the rules of the competition. We can't tolerate any form of cheating.
Akira's attitude suddenly shifted drastically.
What a stupid contest. Your decision is ruining the future of a musical talent.
Hey, be careful with your words.
The judges tried to leave, but Aunt Akira attempted to stop them. They started arguing until security showed up and threw us outside. I began to feel suspicious. Why was Akira doing this? She didn't even know anything about the competition or my abilities.
Mom, Akira, please answer my question. Why did you do that? You know it didn't help at all, and it even prevented me from participating in the competition and pursuing my dream.
Sorry, darling. I just wanted to help because I thought you were still recovering and didn't have enough time to prepare. But I never expected things to turn out this way.
Is sorry supposed to be enough? You were the one who brought Alan into this house, and you were the one who destroyed my daughter's dream. Maybe Atsushi only needs one mom, and you've become completely superfluous.
Aunt Akira burst into tears and ran to her room. She began avoiding us and didn't say a word. She locked herself away for a long time. When I felt things had gone too far, I went to her room to find her, but she was no longer there. Instead, I found a note on her vanity.
I apologize for everything I've done. Thank you, Asahi, for allowing me to be your mother. Love you, Atsushi.
What? She left? But where could she go? This is her home. Both Mom and I were in shock. As days went by, I realized I wasn't angry with Aunt Akira anymore. However, I missed her terribly, and I knew Mom felt the same way.
Mom, did you add salt to my tea? And why are you even wearing a sweatshirt? It's summer, Mom.
Oh yeah, honey. I'm just, sorry, my dear. I don't know why, but I'm just not myself these days.
I know why. Mom, you're missing Aunt too. What if she just forgets me, Mom? Maybe she'll just have a kid of her own and never think of me.
No, honey. That's medically impossible for her. You know that's why I promised her that you're her kid too. But we just got so crazy.
Oh no, she can't have children, which is why she loved me so much. I feel awful about it. I want her to come back. I've tried to reach out to her many times through email and phone, but she hasn't responded at all.
Then one day, I received some good news. The organizers of the music composition competition informed me that I was allowed to participate again. I got that chance, and I composed a fantastic song about my two mothers.
Even better, I won the top prize. A music producer reached out, and my song will be released. It also gained a lot of fans. On the release day of my first song, I could bring my mom along, but I also wanted my aunt to be there. I sent her an invitation via email, hoping she would show up.
That day, Alan also returned, and I was very nervous, but my mom was there to cheer me on.
She hasn't arrived yet, has she? Tell me, Mom, is Aunt Akira here?
Don't worry, darling. I'll record the song to send to her. She'll be so proud of you.
When I stepped onto the stage, I felt very nervous as I looked at the crowd. But when my gaze landed on Mom, Aunt Akira, and Alan, I felt braver than ever. It wasn't just the song, they were the most precious things in my life. As soon as the debut ended, I ran down to my two moms and hugged them.
I miss you so much, Mom Akira. God blessed me with two amazing moms.
Mom Akira also burst into tears and hugged me.
I missed both of you so much. I'm glad you forgave me, and thank you for the song.
We laughed together, and Mom also apologized to Mom Akira and Alan. At that moment, a crowd of fans rushed over asking for my autograph.
Sweetheart, did you see? You've achieved your dream.
Thank you, Mom. But I've always lived in my dream. A family with two wonderful moms. Do you think my two moms are too strict? Drop a 1 in the comments if you agree, or a 0 if you don't. See y'all!
Hello, I'm Anne. I'm the oldest of 3 daughters in my family, and it's clear that I'm my mom's favorite. I believe I'm the happiest person, and my mom is the most amazing person on this planet. But before I go on, please like and subscribe. My mom loves me more than my sisters because I'm smart, and, well, my sisters are a bit silly and mischievous. When I was in 3rd grade, my mom started yelling at them during parent-teacher conferences because they were failing all their subjects.
Why are you such dummies? What have I done wrong? That God is punishing me by giving me daughters like you?
But when it was my turn, my teachers couldn't stop praising me because I had won so many prestigious awards.
Yes, I thank God every day for giving me a daughter like Anne.
But when we got home, suddenly Sherry grabbed a chair and threw it at me, causing me to fall and get hurt. Mom punished her and said she wouldn't be allowed to have dinner that night until she wrote, "Please forgive me, dear sister," 1,000 times. But when Bella handed me the paper, it said, "Next time, I'll get you, witch." One day, some guests came over, and Mom asked me to make a wonderful glass of lemonade. When I served them, they all took a sip, then spit it out, coughing like crazy.
Good God, that's disgusting. It tastes like soap.
Wait, what? That Sherry must have done something to it.
See, Mom, I keep telling you, Anne hates you. I don't know why you love her. I can do everything better.
Shut up! Sherry made a mistake. I mean, she's perfect. Even perfect people can make mistakes sometimes. Go be useful for once and go get us some coffee. Anne, darling, you can go back to studying now.
Sherry looked furious. She dragged me to a corner, pushed me down, and then ran off. What a witch. But thank God our youngest sister, Gloria, is nothing like her. She and I are really close. When I'm busy studying, she always takes care of me. I love her so much. When I was in 8th grade, I saved up my allowance for months to buy my mom a nice sweater for Christmas, and she loved it. But when I came downstairs the next morning, I saw Sherry warming her hands by the fireplace, and Mom's sweater was burning in the flames.
Oh my God! Sherry, what did you do?
I was cold and we were out of wood. And I like watching things burn. And I hate you. And I hate Mom. Maybe one day I'll set your hair on fire while you're both sleeping.
I lost it and attacked her. As we were fighting on the floor, Mom and Gloria rushed in. They were shocked and pulled us apart.
Sherry, you're a mother's worst nightmare. You don't have looks or brains or any good qualities. And you're so jealous of your sister because you'll never be what she is. You'll always be a failure. I'm going to send you away to your aunt.
I was really mad at Sherry, but I didn't want that.
No, Mom, please don't. We're a family and we have to stay together. I forgive her, okay?
I don't remember asking you for forgiveness. Oh, witch!
Bella pushed me away and walked off. I cried for hours because the sweater had turned to ashes. After Mom threatened to kick her out, Sherry was careful not to do anything too obvious, but I could feel her hatred growing. I always had the feeling she was plotting against the rest of us. When I was in 12th grade, we had to attend our cousin's wedding, and she handed me the ring to hold. As soon as we entered the hall, many of our relatives surrounded us.
Oh, Anne, darling, I want you to meet my daughter. I'm always saying I want her to be just like you.
We hear all about your wonderful achievements from your mother. Your daughter is a little Einstein, isn't she?
Mom and Gloria looked at me with pride, but Sherry gave me an evil smile. As she walked past me, she deliberately stepped on my foot.
Little Einstein, my butt. They'll see who the real genius is one day.
Oh my gosh, she really is a psycho. As the party was about to start, I realized that Gloria had disappeared without a trace. I was searching for her all over the building when suddenly I heard a faint noise coming from a storage room. I opened the door and found Gloria lying on the floor, crying.
Oh my God, what happened?
Oh, Anne, thank God you're here. I asked someone where the bathroom was and they sent me here. Then I tripped over something and sprained my ankle really badly. I can't walk.
As we were getting ready to leave, we suddenly heard the door slam shut behind us and the sound of the lock clicking. No matter how hard I pulled, the door wouldn't open. We kept banging on the door and shouting, but no one heard us. A few hours later, the door suddenly burst open and we saw a police officer standing there with all my relatives behind him. Then my sister lunged at me and started hitting me.
Anne, you witch! Where are my rings? You ruined my wedding?
Oh my gosh, what's going on? Oh, it turns out my cousin thought I was going to run away with the rings like a thief. The wedding didn't happen because everyone was out searching for me. All our relatives glared at me as if I were a criminal. There was no way I could prove otherwise. But of course, I knew Sherry was behind locking Gloria and me in the storage room. A few weeks later, Mom came to me one morning and told me about a national science competition with a first prize of $50,000. She told me to enter, and I signed up right away. I studied hard for weeks. More than winning the prize, I was focused on making my mom's wish come true. A few weeks later, Mom rushed to me with the news that I had won the competition. While we were hugging, Sherry showed up and said,
Toot, you're jumping for joy, just like Anne gonna give you all the money. Poor dumb Mom.
Shut up, Sherry. As if I even want my baby's money. It's all for her career. She's going to become a great scientist, remember? Maybe she'll hire you as a cleaner for her science lab. Now, Anne, it says here in the letter that the prize money will be sent in a couple of months, so you'll have to wait a little.
Well, it's been a while since I've seen Mom this happy, so I guess I got what I wanted. I applied to NASA's Youth Space Program, and I was over the moon when I got selected for the 3-month course. Of course, I expected Mom to be overjoyed, but when I got home, she had some shocking news to share. She had been fired.
I'm so sorry to ruin your amazing news. This should be a really happy day, and I'm so proud of you. But how will I manage without a job? How will I send you to the program?
Mom, it's a fully paid scholarship, so you don't have to worry about me at all. And the prize money will be here soon too, and you can use it all for your expenses.
Oh, darling, I couldn't possibly do that. I'll start looking for a job right away. But thank you for being the most amazing daughter in the world.
The day I left, Sherry didn't even bother to see me off. She was too busy with her pointless activities, hanging out with bad boys.
Mom?
Gloria and Mom gave me tearful goodbyes, and I headed to the airport. I only had a small amount of savings for the next 3 months, so I ate just 1 meal a day and didn't spend on anything else. I couldn't ask Mom for money. I didn't want her to work herself to the bone. I finished the course a few days earlier than expected. I bought gifts for the family and decided to come home without telling them I'd be back sooner.
I'm so glad the prize money came before Anne did. Oh, Mom, you're just wonderful how you've made that genius a fool all these years.
Yes, baby, I am the only one with Einstein's mind. But you're really good, too.
Hey, have you guys forgotten me?
Of course not, darling. You're the worst. Your acting is an Oscar-worthy performance. The way you made her believe you're her sweet little sister, I'm so proud of you.
She has no idea how much I hate her. What a moron.
Yes, she is a moron, and so was her mom, and your father too. He left the child of his affair on my hands and thought I'd raise her like a princess for nothing.
She's about to get back in a few days. Ugh.
Oh, don't worry. She'll go away to some university on a scholarship. Of course, after that, she'll be too busy working like a donkey all her life, and well, sit back and enjoy. When I got home, I unlocked the door and let myself in.
Mom, Gloria, I'm home, guys.
The two came running down the stairs and flung their arms around me.
Anne, I've missed you so much.
Oh, darling, I can hardly believe my eyes. You have no idea how I've lived without you these past months.
I was so restless to see you too, Mom.
I gave them their gifts, and they both loved them. Sherry, on the other hand, just threw my gift in the trash and stormed off without saying a word. Ugh, how rude.
I'm just gonna go put my things in my room.
What's the rush, Anne? Just relax for a bit.
I'll just be back in a minute.
When I walked into my room, I was shocked to see money everywhere. Mom and Gloria came upstairs and said that the organizers had just sent over my prize money.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm gonna deposit this money in my bank right now.
But is that necessary, dear? Well, just keep it safe at home.
Mom, we really need this money, so I just can't take any risks. Just let me know whenever you want it. For anything.
When I got home, Mom took all of us out for a wonderful dinner. I was truly happy to be back with my family. A week later, one morning, I heard Mom screaming frantically at someone. I ran downstairs and saw the police standing there.
Are you out of your mind? How dare you tell me I'm trespassing? I'm on my own property. This is my house.
Mom, this notice clearly states that you and your daughters, Sherry and Gloria, are living here illegally, and the rightful owner is Miss Anne.
Oh, hello. That's me. And yes, Mom, it's true. But you already knew that, right? See, I talked to Dad's lawyer and saw his will. It turns out that this house is in my name. So I suggest you do what the nice officers are saying and just leave.
And how can you talk to me like that? I was going to tell you about the house one day. Of course. Why have you turned against me, my darling?
Because I found out you've been against me from the very start. When I came back from my internship, I heard you all talking in my room. I was standing outside and I heard everything.
No, you misunderstood us.
Anne, let me explain.
Just stop this acting now. It's all over. I guess Dad knew you wouldn't take care of me too, Mom. So he decided to do it himself by leaving me this house. I really loved you and would have done anything to make you happy. You played me but you made a mistake. I'm good-hearted, but not a fool.
They were all crying and begging for my forgiveness, but I just told the police to kick them out. I was truly hurt by what they had done to me. Right after my cousin's wedding, I knew they had set me up, but I chose to forgive them. However, they still kept trying to harm me, wanting to take all the inheritance my father left behind. The day after it happened, I sold the house and moved to Paris, where they could never find me again. I left everything and everyone from my past behind, and now I'm living my best life.
While Mom was at work, I crept into her bedroom and searched her closet and all her drawers for evidence of something. I lifted up a blanket from her bed and almost had a heart attack. Hi, I'm Nancy from China. See, my mom, she was the prettiest girl in our whole town. She literally won the Chinese beauty pageant 5 years in a row and became rich from it. Everyone would stop her in the streets to tell her how beautiful she was. Best of all, Dad adored Mom to bits and was always showering her with gifts. And then I was born.
Oh, darling, she looks exactly like you. Same lips and cheeks.
You and Nancy should compete in pageants together when she gets older.
Well, that's exactly what we did. When I was 3, Mom and I competed in duo pageants, winning every time and soaking out the glory. Then one day, when I was 10, I was in my dressing room when I heard Mom had to be rushed to the hospital.
What's going on? Is she hurt?
It's her skin. It's become completely wrinkled and inflamed. The doctors think she has a rare and untreatable condition.
What do you mean untreatable? I want to see my mom. Now!
No, Nancy, the pageant is in 3 minutes. You'll have to go on without her.
I was totally powerless, but I did end up winning first prize. Sadly, everyone was too depressed to celebrate. Mom looked like a freaking 80-year-old with red lumps on her face.
It's obvious. I won't be able to compete with you anymore. Look at me.
Mom, don't talk that way. Hell will always be beautiful in my eyes.
Oh, spare me. Nancy, I don't want your pity. I felt so awful.
And as I continued competing in pageants, people constantly compared me to my mom, especially my grandma.
It's heartbreaking what happened to my daughter's skin. It's too upsetting for me to visit her these days. At least you look the way she used to.
Their comments made me furious. I could feel Mom's growing resentment. Worst of all, the tension was affecting my parents' relationship, and they started fighting all the time. Finally, when I was 16, my parents divorced. Mom got custody since she'd been my primary caretaker, and it was then I decided I'd had enough.
I don't want to be in pageants anymore, Mom. I only did them in the first place because of you. And I don't like how bitter and jealous you get every time I compete.
That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Why would I be jealous of my own daughter?
Gee, good question. All I know is it just got worse as I got older.
I quit pageants, and then Mom decided to move to the US, which was a big adjustment. And as soon as we settled, she became even more of a nightmare to be around.
That's a disgusting amount of makeup.
But I'm just wearing lip gloss.
Well, you're wearing too much for a girl your age. Wash it off right this second. I don't understand how you can eat all those pancakes and not blow up like a balloon.
Enjoy it while you can. Luckily, my new school became much happier than my home life. One day at school, I asked around to see if I could get an English tutor, since I still wasn't comfortable with the language. All the kids recommended the same guy, someone named Gavin.
He tutors for volunteer hours so it won't cost you anything.
Plus, he's gorgeous. Every girl at school has a crush on him.
Oh, well, I'm not looking to date at the moment. I just want to pass my classes.
But when I met Gavin in the library that day, my heart skipped 10 beats. He looked like a storybook prince. How could I concentrate on homework with that smoke show up in my space?
Are you okay? Your cheeks are bright red and you look adorable.
I do not look adorable. I mean, can we get to work, please? My homework isn't going to do itself.
We sat down to study, and I had to admit, Gavin was as brilliant as he was handsome. But when I started doing my math homework, he kept staring at me with his twinkling dark eyes, which made me nervous.
So are you free to go out this weekend?
Excuse me? I don't want to go out at all. You're just here to tutor me.
I know, but I can't fight my attraction for you. I've never believed in love at first sight until now.
Seriously, does anyone fall for your cringy pickup lines?
Face it, Nancy. I'm smart, I'm funny, and I have great hair. You won't be able to resist me for long.
I couldn't help rolling my eyes at that. Maybe I should get a new tutor. Except that same week, I ended up getting an A on 2 exams.
See? I don't disappoint. Now will you go out with me?
Just because you helped me get a good grade doesn't mean I owe you anything.
Come on, just one date.
With that, Gavin pulled out 2 tickets from his pocket, and holy crud, they were too astounding. Sasha Concert, my favorite singer.
I've been saving these for someone special, Nancy.
Okay, I'll go, but only because I'm a huge Sasha fan. But this is not a date.
The night of the concert, Gavin came to pick me up at 6. But the second Mom saw him, she looked furious and pulled me aside.
Where do you think you're going with that boy?
To Sasha's concert. I already told you I was going with a friend.
Please, do you really expect me to believe Mr. Heartthrob here is just a friend? He'll break your heart just like your father broke mine. You're not going to that concert.
But Sasha's my favorite singer, and you and I both know Dad didn't do anything wrong.
That comment made Mom so angry that she sent Gavin home and me up to my room. I was so mad I was shaking. Then suddenly I heard a noise from my bedroom. It was Gavin.
Hey, I think I'm stuck. You're gonna have to give me a hand.
Oh my God, are you trying to crawl into my room?
Well, you want to go to that concert, don't you? You said you're a huge fan, and if you can fit through this door, you probably won't get.
My heart fluttered as he smiled up at me. There wasn't any harm in going on a date with him, was there? So I crawled over and we went to the concert, and we're running over an hour late.
This is all Mom's fault. It's because of her. We left during rush hour. She's becoming even more of a train wreck since the divorce.
Your parents are divorced? Wow, small world.
Your parents are divorced too?
Well, actually, Mom left us a couple of days ago. She met some guy at work and is leaving my dad to be with him.
Wow, immense. So sorry.
It's fine, I'll get through it.
Gavin didn't seem to want to talk about it anymore. The concert was almost over when we arrived. But Gavin has an idea.
If we stood here, we would have time to listen to the last song.
The last song was a slow one, and I closed my eyes, swaying my shoulders in the wind.
I know your mom isn't perfect, but you sure are beautiful like her.
Ugh, I hate it when people compare me to my mom. Can I be my own person? I'm more than just a pretty face.
I know that. You also have pretty hair.
I slapped him right then, and he leaned in for a kiss. I felt fireworks between us. Then suddenly Gavin pulled away.
No, I can't do this.
What do you mean?
I don't want to fall for you. I'm scared of getting hurt. I don't want what happened to my parents to happen to us.
Dude, we're in high school. I'm gonna run off with some other guy. Your parents' failed relationship doesn't mean you have to live in fear.
But Gavin just said taking me to the concert was a mistake and started driving me home. I felt like such an idiot. Thankfully, Mom was in bed when I got home, and I fell asleep with no trouble. Then, at around 5 a.m., I felt someone's hands on my head. It was Mom.
Nancy goes back to sleep.
At that second, I spotted a pair of scissors in her hands.
What are you doing with those? And why are you holding a strand of my hair? Are you cutting my hair in my sleep?
I just need a couple of strands.
What? Why?
Please don't ask questions.
No, I will ask questions. You can't just cut my hair in my sleep without telling me why.
Watch your tone, young lady. I'm not doing anything wrong here. You need to learn to respect your elders and bite your tongue.
Mom stormed out of my room and slammed the door. She grounded me for a week, but I wasn't gonna let her scare me. While Mom was at work, I crept into her bedroom and searched her closet and all her drawers for evidence of something. Then finally, I lifted up a blanket from her bed and almost had a heart attack. On her bed was an open cardboard box with a pile of my hair strands. How long had she been collecting my hair? I wasn't sure what she was gonna do with it, but I knew one thing for sure. I needed to get away from her. I thought about booking a flight to China to go back and live with Dad. Except what if he didn't allow me to? The next day at school, I was in the library, when suddenly I saw Gavin sitting across from me reading a book. Oh darn, I'd forgotten to cancel our tutoring sessions.
Nancy, hey.
Hi, look, I won't be needing any more tutoring sessions. I'm moving back to China.
Wait, what? You're leaving?
Yes, and I don't know when I'll be back. You made the right choice not to kiss me at the concert. We would have both ended up hurt. Everyone I've ever been close to in my life has done me wrong or got separated from me. You were right to protect your heart, Gavin.
He stared at me with sad eyes, and I couldn't bear being around him anymore. I went back to the house so I could secretly pack my bags and leave home. But that night, Mom knocked on my door.
Do you have a minute?
What's going on? What's in that box?
Your 18th birthday is tomorrow, so I made you a present.
Oh man, my birthday. I'd completely forgotten. What's this?
You asked why I was collecting strands of your hair. Well, it was to make a quilt with something called dong tai hair embroidery. It's an old Chinese practice. You sew hair strands onto a piece of white silk. My grandmother started a tradition where a mother would embroider a piece, pass it down to their daughter, who would continue the work and keep working on it until it was finished. Then the next daughter in line would receive the quilts as a gift. And that's you.
I was shocked. Mom hated me. There was no reason she'd want me a part of any family tradition.
I don't even remember the last time you gave me any presents, let alone something like this.
Well, it's your 18th birthday, and it's an old family practice. My mother used to tell me back when we were close that she wanted me to continue it. And you are my daughter after all.
Mom hugged me awkwardly, and I tried to feel happy. Maybe I didn't have to run away from home after all. My mother loved me, but I still couldn't sleep that night. I felt in my gut something was off. That Mom didn't give me that blanket for the reasons I thought she did. Suddenly, I heard voices coming from the other room that sounded like a FaceTime conversation.
I can't believe you made me go through all that work to give Nancy that dung tie blanket. She barely even said thank you. I shouldn't even have to ask you to pass that blanket down to your own daughter. I had to offer to take Nancy for the summer so you'd agree to do it, like I haven't already passed down enough to her. Nancy is prettier than I ever was and won more pageants than I ever did. I did what you told me. I gave her the stupid quilt. What more do you want from me?
Well, that all made more sense. Of course, Mom hadn't changed. And of course, she hadn't grown to love me. I refused to speak to both her and Dad that week. And one night, after Mom went to sleep, I threw the dung tie quilt into the fire with my strands of hair and 2 generations worth of work. At school, I still saw Gavin, but I avoided him too. After all, I told him I was leaving the country on the last day of the semester. I was taking my finals, but I was panicking because I didn't know any of the answers. I tried to calm myself with deep breaths, when suddenly some kids ran in.
Miss Benson, someone broke into your car.
And that's when Gavin walked in and sat next to me.
We only have like 2 minutes tops. Give me your test. I'll finish it for you.
No, Gavin, I can't ask you to do that.
But he'd already taken my test and was filling in the answers.
Why was he helping me?
So obviously you didn't move to China in the end.
No, not yet, but I still might, just to get away from everything and everybody. I don't understand, Gavin. Why did you do this for me?
Because I still care about you. I know I wasn't ready to kiss you that night at the concert, but part of me regrets that.
Really?
Yeah. I don't want my parents' divorce to scare me away from falling in love. You told me that night, nothing is worth living in fear for.
Gavin pulled me close, and I felt my heart skip a beat.
Maybe you're right, Gavin. Because my mom didn't know how to love me doesn't mean there aren't other people out there who do.
You mean, like me?
Slow down, buddy. We're not there yet.
I leaned over and kissed him right then. For the first time in ages, I walked home feeling happy. But when I entered the house, I found Mom sitting in front of the fireplace crying.
I can't believe you burnt the family quilt, a 3-generation quilt.
It wasn't a 3-generation quilt because you were never gonna pass it down to me. You only did it because Dad told you to. You know what? I'm done putting up with this. I'm moving out of this house. I'm not gonna live with you anymore.
That summer, Dad let me stay with him in China, as he promised, and Gavin and I applied to the same college and got in. Even after returning to the US, I didn't see Mom, and I also blocked her phone number. But one night at college, I was awake studying when I got a freaking message from Mom on TikTok begging me to call her.
Oh, honey, I'm so glad you called. I've been wanting to talk to you and make amends for a while.
Too late for that. Mom, I really don't have time to talk. I have midterms tomorrow.
Nancy, you didn't let me finish. I've been seeing a therapist and working through my issues. I want to be better. I want a fresh start.
Well, I am glad to hear you're finally getting help. I know you've been suffering for a while, but I can't just forget the way you've treated me all those years. Maybe one day I can forgive you. I just don't know when that'll be.
I understand. Well, if you ever do want to start over, my home is always open to you. I love you, and I'm sorry about everything.
Thanks, Mom. I've always wanted to hear those words from you.
Hi, I'm Sophia from New Hampshire. Please like and subscribe. My sister Ivy and I are twins. Dad left before we were born, so I never knew him. Mom raised us on her own, and she was just something else. When we were babies, Mom forced us to wear helmets every day, except for when we slept. We even wore helmets in the bath when she wasn't washing our hair.
Mommy needs you to wear these, so you don't bump your heads and die.
She even placed mats all over the house. When Ivy and I were learning to crawl, our home felt like a massive soft cushion. Worst of all, Mom never allowed us to go outside, except the nearby grocery store sometimes. And she took us to the park once a year on our birthday. But it was only when the house was empty at night, and we were stuck with online homeschooling. The world is full of kidnappers, diseases, and other terrible things that can harm you girls. Neither Ivy nor I understood why Mom was so strict, but I was always getting into trouble. I would bang and kick the walls or throw and break things. I hate this house. Mommy, I want to live outside like a panda.
Pandas do not get brand new iPads.
Yay! I get to play Candy Crush. Ivy never realized that Mom only bought us fancy things to keep us distracted, so we wouldn't try to escape the house. The only enjoyable part about being indoors was when Mom played music on the radio. My favorite was the rock station. But one time, I turned up the volume so loud that it felt like the house was shaking.
Ow, my ears!
I'm taking away this radio. You're lucky you didn't make us all deaf.
I hated Mom, and I was pretty sure she hated me. One day, when I was 8 years old, I woke up to Mom standing on my bed, drilling something into the wall. Mom, what are you doing?
I'm installing alarms that detect anyone trying to go out your window. This way, no kidnappers can get in, and you and Ivy can't get out either. Look, darling, I bought you a giant doll for you.
At that moment, something inside me snapped. I grabbed the giant doll and threw it hard at the window, smashing the glass. And then I jumped outside. Mom screamed. She leapt outside to catch me, but I was running like a lunatic. When I was certain I had gone far enough, I paused to catch my breath. Then I began doing a happy dance. I was free. Suddenly, I heard noise and stomping in the background. A bunch of guys with drums and guitars came marching down the street, and I was so thrilled. I never thought I'd hear music again. As they came closer, one of the guys called out to me.
Why are you hiding behind that tree, little girl?
I don't know, you might kidnap or kill me. Mom warned me about people like you.
What are you talking about? This is a music parade. Come sing with us.
Before I knew it, I was marching with the parade and singing along. It turned out I was a pretty good singer too. But all of a sudden, I saw Mom and Ivy running to me with about 10 cops. Mom took me straight to the doctor to make sure I didn't catch any diseases from being outdoors. For the next 4 years, that was the last time I ever got to be alone.
From now on, I'm never letting you or Ivy out of my sight. I'll work at home. You girls will move into my bedroom.
Ivy and I couldn't even go to the bathroom without Mom standing outside the door. But one night when I was 14, I saw Mom asleep and snuck upstairs to the attic. I needed a moment to myself. But when I got there...
Sophia, what are you doing up here?
What are you doing up here? Are you having a date?
No duh, we're having a date. I did everything to escape all your mom's crazy alarm systems.
Wow, Ivy, I thought you were Mom's good little girl. But don't worry, I'll keep your little secret. But just then, Mom came running upstairs.
What on earth is going on here? Who on earth are you? Get out of my house this instant.
Mom, stop, you're embarrassing me.
Do you know what embarrasses me? That one of my daughters was on a cozy date with a kidnapper or a robber.
I jumped in and said, he's neither of those things. He's my boyfriend. Mom grabbed a baseball bat in the corner as she swung it towards Ivy's date. He ran down the attic as fast as he could. That's when Mom burst into tears and started to pull her hair and yell like a toddler.
That boy in the house could have kidnapped you both. I've done everything to keep danger out of this house. But I failed. I have to send you girls to a strict boarding school with security cameras in every single room.
Good. Send us to boarding school. I'm tired of living with all your crazy rules.
But I don't want to go to boarding school. This is so unfair.
But 2 weeks later, Mom sent us away to boarding school. Ivy refused to talk to me there, and I couldn't take the tension between us. Please don't be mad at me. I even tried to keep your secret. I can't help it that Mom's a psycho.
Just leave me alone.
I grabbed Ivy's arm, but she pulled away. At that moment, Ivy tripped and fell straight to the floor. She started to cry, and tons of teachers came running. I'm sorry, it was a total accident.
I think I broke a bone.
You sound just like Mom. Just because you fell down doesn't mean you broke a bone. But it turned out Ivy broke her leg, and an ambulance took Ivy to the hospital immediately. I probably should have gone with Ivy to the hospital, but something in the hallway made me forget all about Ivy's accident. There were all these photos of famous musicians. In the center was a musician that looked just like my mom when she was a teenager, and the name under it was also Mom's.
Hey, fancy bumping into you again.
I turned around to see the guy from our attic. Aren't you my sister's boyfriend?
Nah, your sister and I just had that one disastrous date. Why were you staring at that picture?
I think this is my mom. She looks exactly like her and has the same name, Jen Zelda.
No, that's Jen Zelda, a teen rock star, but she stopped making music a long time ago. That psycho lady who tried to hit me with a bat is definitely not her.
It's not funny. You don't know what it's like to live with a crazy mom who hates you and spoils you at the same time.
Why do you think I'm in boarding school? My parents sent me here because they don't want me around.
Wow, I'm glad someone else's parents hate them too. I mean, not glad. You know what I mean? Listen, I need your help. I know it's impossible, but I need to find out if that girl in the photo is my mom. Nolan and I spent days researching Jen Zelda, but we couldn't find a picture of her that wasn't old. And no matter what, we couldn't find a reason why she quit her career. And Mom was nowhere on the internet. She was always worried about creeps and kidnappers finding out where she lived.
I don't get it. Just ask your mom about it.
She wouldn't tell me anything. She's crazy. She doesn't even let me listen to music, even though I love singing.
You like singing? Me too!
Before I could answer, I heard a noise behind me. I turned around to see Ivy in a wheelchair.
Sophia, where have you been? You never visited me in the hospital.
Ivy, I'm so sorry. I meant to visit you, but I found something crazy about Mom.
Wait, what's Nolan doing here?
I meant to tell you I transferred here and that your sister and I like each other.
Wait, what?
What do you mean like each other? You never visited me because you were hitting on a guy I dated. Sophia.
What? No, that's not it at all. Get off me. Nolan. Ivy could barely walk, but she limped away as fast as she could. I went after her to apologize, but her door was locked and Nolan followed me around all week.
Come on, I really like you. Ivy will get over it.
I wanted Nolan to leave me alone, even though he was cute and interesting. But when we both auditioned for the school band and got in, it was impossible to avoid him. I really wished Ivy would talk to me so I could tell her what I discovered about Mom. But she just wouldn't, and it was all I could think about. Could it really be that Mom had just been a completely different person before? And what happened to her? 2 weeks later, the day of our show arrived, and just as I stepped onto stage to perform, I froze in my spot. Mom was in the audience. Suddenly, I couldn't remember any of the lyrics to my song. I stood there completely blank as the band played on.
Get on with the song, you freak!
Oh, a loser!
All of a sudden, all the kids started throwing. I wanted to disappear, but then I had an idea. Hey, who wants to hear a former rock star sing? I want to welcome Jen Zelda to the stage. I wanted to see how Mom would react.
Jen Zelda isn't here! Idiot! Her career ended 30 years ago.
Everyone continued booing and throwing things at me. That's when Mom walked on stage and grabbed my microphone.
I knew this school wasn't strict enough.
Hey, it is Jen Zelda.
Mom, is it true you were a rock star?
Never mind that. They let students be in a band. Bands go out at night with gang members and crazy people.
Mom, just sing with me!
Oh no! I know everything you girls have been up to. I downloaded apps on your phones that let me read your messages. This school is stupid and unsafe. And I came here tonight to take you both home.
Mom grabbed my arm and tried to drag me off stage. Kids were laughing like crazy.
It'll be fun. I bought a horse for you and Ivy. I'll go bring him.
What are we going to do with a horse? Why can't you just act normal for once and just sing with me?
Haha, who knew Jen Zelda was a psycho?
I had never felt more humiliated. Before I knew it, I screamed, "Security!" My yell made my mic screech across the auditorium, and to my shock, security guards came running on stage to take my mom away. She cried and kicked her legs in the air.
I need to take them home. I even brought them their own horse.
I felt awful seeing the security guards take Mom away. But she was acting crazier than ever. I thought I'd call her the next morning to see how she was. But just then, Ivy came to my room and said the principal wanted to see us. Ivy and I walked into his office to find him sitting with another man.
Girls, you won't be seeing your mother for a while. She's in the hospital.
In the hospital? Is she hurt?
After what we saw on stage, we did an investigation. Your mother has a condition.
A condition?
It's called schizophrenia. Her brain works a little differently. She worries about things that other people don't worry about.
But she was a singer, wasn't she?
She was an incredible musician. Her condition is why she had to stop. But don't worry, girls. Your mother is in the hospital getting help, and you'll be able to see her soon.
Ivy and I were totally silent, walking out of the principal's office. For the first time in my life, Mom's weirdness sort of made sense. I wonder if that's why Dad left Mom. Because of her condition.
Dad should have taken care of her and inspired her to sing again.
A few weeks later, Ivy and I visit Mom in her treatment center. She was so happy to see us.
I'm so sorry about everything that's happened. And Sophia, I'm so proud of your talent. Music runs in our blood, honey.
In a couple of months, Mom was out of treatment and back home. It took a while for Mom to let go of her crazy rules. She never became completely normal, but she was so much happier. She told Ivy and me all about her life as a rock star. It turned out she and I were more alike than I ever thought.
Jen Zelda really is your mom. And even though she's a little different, she gave you a killer singing voice. You're really going places, Sophia.
Nolan and I ended up dating all throughout high school. At the end of my senior year, we got a job at a production company. We had the opportunity that year to perform in a world tour. One day, I came into work with a present I'd bought to surprise Nolan.
You bought me a baby, babe? Is this your way of telling me I drool?
No, it's my way of telling you I'm pregnant. I know we only finished high school, but I love you, and I want to start a family with you.
What do you mean you're pregnant? We're going on a world tour. It's even in the contract. Don't get pregnant.
I thought you'd be happy.
Happy that you'd want to throw all our dreams away? Happy that we have to pay thousands of dollars to this company?
Maybe this is a sign we shouldn't go on this tour. Then we can raise our baby without anything holding us back.
I love you, and I don't want anything to hold us back. But I'm not ready to be a dad, Sophia. And I'm not going to raise this kid with you.
Nolan, are you leaving me?
I'm sorry.
My life only consisted of two things the next 9 months: pregnancy and debt from all the money I owed the company. I even had to move back in with Mom temporarily.
Don't worry about anything, sweetie. You can raise the baby right here.
Thanks, Mom. Just as long as you don't make him wear a helmet. Ivy and Mom were right next to me in the hospital when I gave birth to my perfect baby boy, Miles. Suddenly, I heard a voice behind me.
Is it cool if I hold him?
Nolan, what are you doing here?
I came to meet the mother of my son and to tell her that I made the biggest mistake of my life leaving her. I know you're not going to forgive me, but I want you to know that I've paid off all the debt to the music studio. I love you, Sophia. And I love our son, too. I always will.
So come back here and hold him then. Miles wants to meet his dad.
You can tell him I'm not going anywhere.